Atasha Muhlach steps into the spotlight with her first solo lead role in the Filipino adaptation of Bad Genius, the series. She takes on the role of Lynn, a brilliant public school scholar who masterminds an elaborate cheating scheme. Atasha said the project was a dream come true, adding that she was honored to work with a talented team and determined to give her best performance. Joining Atasha in this series are Jairus Aquino, Gab Lagman, and Hyacinth Calyado, with support from Sarah Labati, Irma Adlawan, Romnick Sarmenta, and Yayo Aguila. We have Atasha Muhlach joining us today on Morning Matters. Welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
This is a dream come true. How?
Yes,
in what sense?
of course.
Is it the cheating part? Experience it? No?
Yes, of course. It was a very, very touching experience for me because my first project ko po and lead role. So of course there was the pressure and the challenges kasi bigat ng mga eksena. Pero sobrang grateful ako that I was able to work with this cast and this director.
But it's actually, I say, kung naging pangarap mo ba yung maging in that position where you're very smart and have the capacity to actually make money out of cheating. Di ba? Parang ang ganda ng konsepto na yun. How did you play around with that idea and put it in the Philippine context from the original Thai film?
Actually, what's interesting with this show is that we embrace the Pinoy culture being family. So most of our sacrifices being made was really for our family. So being able to play a role that experiences real and raw emotions was for me truly something that I'm so happy to do. Because it's bringing me back to when I was a high school student. Alam mo naman yung stress with exams, final submissions, tapos friends, and then along the way, minsan, your friends, they have this rivalry, and the next thing you know, it was just one big misunderstanding. Kagaya yun sa Bad Genius po. So you kind of see the interesting dynamics and different colors of each character come together with one goal. Pero, hindi naman sobrang bad yung goal.
Tell us about your character, Lynn.
Yes. So, si Lynn naman, she was an inborn genius. And I guess the similarities with me and Lynn is that our love for her father. Kasi just like me, I super love my father and I'll do anything for him and my family.
Siyempre, yun si Aga Muhlach. Lang
Of course
love din namin siya.
Of course naman. And because of that, with Lynn, she along the way, because she's a scholar, of course, she meets all these different people, but she's not judgmental towards them. But the thing with Lynn that's very different from my personality is, si Lynn is very guarded. She always has her walls up. She's very observant, very kept to herself, until she doesn't need to be. And you'll see that later on in the show.
And how did you prepare for this role? Iba yung stepping into Lynn's shoes, no?
Yes.
She comes from obviously a different background.
Yes.
And how did you try to imagine yourself in her shoes?
In her shoes naman, it wasn't too difficult because we were all once a high school student. We were all once students. We all went through the same struggles with school. Of course, like we have our deadlines, our stress, the pressures of finishing, of completing school. And with Lynn, it was easier to dive in because everything she was experiencing was real, and it also came from personal experiences in the past. When I was still a high school student, or when I was a college student, living alone, of course.
Paano ba yung cheating yan? Paano ginagawa?
Iba yung cheating naman. Si Lynn naman, sobrang matalino doon.
Nung panahon ka, susulat lang sa table eh.
Yes. So, si Lynn naman, actually weird kasi I've never cheated in school. So, first time ko na-experience mag-cheat sa eksena, sabi ko, masaya pala. Pero, hindi naman yan yung point ng show, syempre naman. Because she had no choice. She had to come up with a system to make amends just for her family to provide, to help. To help the people around her without anyone suffering along the way. Kasi the goal was to help numerous people. And then eventually the story unfolds and you see different plots. Yes.
And how did you find the moral dilemmas encountered by Lynn? Because this is a story of ambition, story of moral choices, and having financial pressures all at the same time.
Yes. All I can say is the moral story with this is that the good will always win and the truth always comes out regardless. So no matter what it is, no matter what you're going for, what's going on in your life, just always pick the good. Because at the end of the day, kahit kung maisip ka na, if I'm gonna do this and it's kind of bad, it's going to come out and there will be consequences.
So nahuli si Lynn?
Di ko alam. Tingnan natin. Abangan na lang.
Papanood kasi. Pero dito may mananagot. Hindi ka tulad sa tunay na buhay. Wala pang nananagot. Lalim na hugot, ano. How was it working with your co-actors, Jaira, Gab, Hyacinth?
Oh, it was a blessing. It was a pure treat because I was able to work with very experienced actors, and I was so lucky that they were so kind. Every single scene, every single taping day, they were nothing but the nicest, and I was so lucky that ito ang cast ko, ito yung kasama ko. Tapos yung buong production team with the cameraman, we all became friends with the DOP, the producers, everyone got along.
But you as the lead role, how did you lead this team, and how is this different from your other jobs in the past?
I would say, it's very different from yung jobs ko sa past. Kasi yung job ko before this was hosting, and it was very personality ko. True to yung personality ko, sobrang makulit, bubbly, fun, and then this is tackle something more serious. So, syempre naman kailangan maging serious dito. And being a leader, it didn't feel like that. It all felt like we were working together as a team. And I said to myself, the promise that I can give to everyone here is that basta I'll show up to set giving my best, my 100%. I can't shortchange myself, and I can't cheat my way into making this good. I have to give it my all. And I'm happy that now that it's...
You didn't feel the pressure
of
carrying
course.
this lead role. You did.
There's pressure, of course. I felt the challenges and I felt the pressure. Pero at the end of the day, if you want something good, nothing comes easy.
Anong pinakamahirap na eksena para sa'yo?
Yung mahabang dialogue ng Tagalog. Yung mahabang monologue. Pero minemorize ko lahat ng mga lines ko. Minemorize ko word for word. Pero happy ako kasi I'm still learning Tagalog, of course. And I learned a lot along the way.
Magaling ka nga eh.
Ay, salamat. Thank you po. Thank you.
I mean, and how did your parents guide you through this journey? Anong sinasabi nila sa'yo? Kasi actually, nasubukan ko rin mag-act once. So, pero sa music video lang yun. Mahirap pa yung play of emotions. I mean, going from really happy to serious to one moment crying.
Yes.
Diba? Parang that whole range of emotions, you need to feel it.
Yes.
What is your strategy, and how did your parents guide you through that?
I think they guided me secretly without having to be very vocal about it. Because what they did was, for both me and Andres, they let us experience a normal life. We had a very normal childhood. We went to school, we played a lot of sports, we made a lot of friends, whatever we were into. Of course, if we go through some troubles in life, then we experience it on our own. They always tell us, that's on us. It's our own choice. So if we do something bad, then expect the consequences. But if you do something good, at least you can leave it knowing that you did good. You had nothing but good intentions. And their advice there was that when you go into this, you've had so many years of experience, of real life experience. That's all you need in life. It's just experience. And you're only gonna learn if you try.
How are your parents able to provide you that normal childhood? Anong nilagay nilang safeguards?
What they did was they kind of just protected us in a way where kahit anong gusto mong gawin, go lang. They never stopped us. They never reprimanded us. They never told us that you can't do this, you can't do that. They always advised us that this is not the right thing to do, pero maybe next time ganito. So it was always it was more advising, less more of a sermon na no, bawal ito, bawal ito. More like, you can do this is what's wrong, and this is what's good. But remember, always have a good heart in whatever you do. If your intentions are good, there's nothing to worry about.
But you didn't have a spotlight on you your whole childhood. Hindi ganon.
No.
Medyo nagtago din kayo.
We never really felt that feeling of a spotlight when we were younger. We would just play. We would just be kids, just have that normal life where I'm playing with my brother. We would meet people. We would play on the streets. We would experience all of these things, and we're so very grateful that we were able to experience that. And even when we went abroad for college, that was a different story. We were able to be alone by ourselves and survive, of course, those 3 years. As a college student, of course.
You went to college here?
No, in the UK.
In the UK,
Yes.
okay.
So it was a very different system, and we were all alone. So of course, there was adapting to different cultures, but nonetheless, it was still an experience.
But high school was here?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
What is the dynamic of mom and dad? I mean, may good cup, bad cup ba yan?
Wala
Ano
naman.
yung strength nila? And what have they imparted to you? Of course, we do know they're both into acting.
Yes.
Ano yung parang special skill
Ang special
na minana
skill?
ninyo o pinapamana sa inyo?
Actually, if I had to pick, I would want all of it. Of course, syempre naman. I would love to have all of their traits because I admire them more than just parents, more than just actors. I admire them as people. Because to me, they're the kind of people, they've always been so kind and selfless growing up. They've never dictated, they've never kind of said that, they've never judged anyone. They've always had such an open heart. And of course, as kids, of course, minsan sobrang makulit kami ni Andres, of course, but they were so kind about it. They always encouraged us to be ourselves. And they always said, just be yourself. And just remember, tandaan mo, basta, if your heart is good, you have nothing to worry about.
So you really want to take this track as an actress.
Of course.
Acting is the main talent you want to pursue.
I
Or
want
is
to
it
do
hosting?
everything as much as
Everything
I can.
that's
I would love to
possible.
try all, of course, because I'm still so young and I just started. So I kind of want to try everything, experience everything, and learn from there. Because the best place is to just start.
What's your dream role?
Dream role, action.
Action.
Action, siguro Jezebel.
Manifesting, ah.
Manifesting.
Hindi, pero okay, nag-aaral ka ng Tagalog kasi yun yung susi, no, sa tagumpay dito sa industriya.
Yes.
Pag magaling ka mag-Tagalog. But I kind of see your mom now. I mean,
talaga?
Yeah, after a while,
Thank
I
you.
see her. And both of them have grown up in, I mean, galing pa sila doon sa mga OG ng Philippine showbiz, di ba?
Yes.
So, sila yung mga trained in how you should conduct yourselves professionally in the set. So, ano yung mga reminders nila sa'yo palagi?
Ang reminder sila palagi is just to always have good intentions talaga and don't shortchange yourself. Don't think na kaya mo kasi, kunyari, if you have this responsibility to do, put the work behind it. Don't be shy to work. Just jump, take the risk, and go for it. And you never know what's gonna happen, basta you keep on doing it. And you don't ever stop yourself from reaching your goals or trying
Mukhang
to
ang
achieve it.
ipinamana nila sa'yo ay lakas ng loob, ano?
Ay!
And it is a confidence that you would need and would take you through a role such as Lynn's and more in the future. How about for matters of the heart? Anong pinapayo nila sa'yo?
Matters of the heart.
Akala mo,
ayan.
makakataas ka.
Kaparehas pa rin po. Basta, I'm always nice, I have good intentions, I have no bad intentions towards anyone, then it's good.
So, pwede.
Pwede naman.
Pagmahal.
Pero, work muna. Work pa muna tayo, di ba?
So, meron ba nagpapasaya sa'yo?
Work pa muna tayo, di ba? Yung work ko po is
Work.
making me happy.
Oh,
I'm so
yun din yung
lucky.
sinabi ko dati, puro work.
Yes.
Oh, huwag mo na masyadong patagalin. Maraming salamat. When can we watch The Bad Genius?
Yes,
And
malapit
where?
na. October 18, dito na sa TV5.
October 18.
Yes.
How many
October
days?
18. 3 days na, malapit na.
Malapit na. What time can we watch this?
6:45.
6:45 p.m. on TV5. We have Atasha Muhlach playing Lynn in the Philippine adaptation of The Bad Genius. We look forward to that role and more. And excited for what's ahead for your career. Maraming salamat for joining us. We got Atasha Muhlach here on Morning Matters.